Alright, Link, you've had your time. You figured anything out yet? Well, it just so happens I have. If the 2-minute long cutscene about getting the Song of Time and Tattle shouting, "We need more time," is any clue of anything, you should probably play the Song of Time. Sounds like a plan to me. There we go. Music to my ears. One interesting little minor tidbit about this scene is that you saw that immediately when I pulled out the ocarina, and then Tattle said something like, "Oh geez, where'd you get that instrument?" It immediately brought me to where I can play the song, but for some reason, in the Japanese version of this game, you have to actually pull out your instrument again after Tattle talks in order to play it. I mean, that's so minor, but it's just something that, like, why? Why did I know? I could see why they would change it to make it a little more convenient, but still, just these minor things. So pretty much is what's happening here is, I guess Link's completely reliving all the stuff that happened to him, and I don't wish that fate upon anybody. Like, what the hell, man? Like, you'd think that's what's happening. I guess he's like sort of watching all that happen to him again. He's not actually reliving it. Because right now, it looks like they're just now regaining consciousness or whatever. What just happened? Everything is stayed exactly the same as it was 3 days ago. Ho ho! So yes, this is the big time-traveling mechanic of Majora's Mask. You're essentially playing through the same 3 days over and over again. Kind of a... It's like Groundhog Day the game, man, but fortunately here you can kind of control when you go back and what happens on those days you go back. What are you anyway? That song you played, that instrument. Are you a wizard? Why, yes I am. That instrument! Wait, that's it, your instrument! The mask salesman said if you got back the precious thing that was stolen from you, he could return you to normal. I still don't have my horse, though, man. No, I didn't forget. You didn't give me a chance to remember. That's all. Alright, sweet. So, one mission down. It's also funny how when you get your instrument out, as a Deku scrub... Why did I play that again? Like, I just wanted to kind of play around with it and not play anything specific, but I went straight back to playing the Song of Time. So, you do not want to go back, and... Also, another thing I should mention is that playing the Song of Time is one of 2 ways to save your game. You can't just go all Ocarina of Time and save whenever you want to. You have to actually go back in order to do it. Were you able to recover your precious item from that imp? Jeez, dude, lay off! I'm calling abuse, man. Oh! You got it! You got it! You got it! Dude, what is going on here? Listen to me. Please play that song that I'm about to perform and remember it well. Jeez, we just learned a song and now we're getting a whole completely different one. This one actually wasn't in the last game though, so... Learning something new today. You always do, whether you are aware of it or not. So here we go. Left, right, down. One thing I learned is that you can actually use... I'm using a GameCube controller to play this. Since I'm on the virtual console and all. And you can actually use the Y and X and Z buttons. And I didn't know that for the longest time to play the different notes. Because when you're speedrunning this game, that makes it just so much better not having to use the C stick. Because playing Ocarina with the C stick is kind of a nightmare. But whatever. I'm so used to it to where it's just kind of a habit now. You gotta love that scene where Link's waving goodbye to the Deku. Nice symbolism there. Although he isn't completely gone, as we soon shall see. This is a melody that heals evil magic and troubled spirits, turning them into masks. I'm sure it will be of assistance to you in the future. Really now? Ah yes, I give you this mask in commemoration of this day. Fear not, for the magic has been sealed inside the mask. When you wear it, you will transform into the shape you just were. When you remove it, you will return to normal. So there you have it. We can go back to our Deku form by simply putting the mask back on. And there will be times where the situation will call for that. And, well, really, there's going to be a bunch of masks in this game that you can wear in different situations for different sort of effects. That's another one of the cool things about this game, all the different masks you can collect. Now, I've fulfilled my promise to you. So please, give me that which you promised me. Oh, yeah. Kinda forgot about that, didn't we? I'm sure he won't mind. Don't tell me. My mask. You did get it back, didn't you? Whoa, dude. Oh my, dude, what? How many times do I have to tell you? Lay off. I do not give you permission to grab me and wave me around like a rag doll. That is one of the things that's not on my list. No. If you leave my mask out there, something terrible will happen. You idiot. So here we get sort of an explanation of what that mask, which is Majora's mask, really is. It is an accursed item from legend that is said to have been used by an ancient tribe in its hexing rituals. Jeez, man. It already sounds like bad news. It is said that an evil and wicked power is bestowed upon the one who wears that mask. It's all making sense now, according to legend. The troubles caused by Majora's mask were so great. So great that what? What? That fire explains nothing. The Ancient Ones, fearing such catastrophe, sealed the mask in shadow forever, preventing its misuse. But now, that tribe from the legend has vanished, so no one really knows the true nature of the mask's power. Jeez, man. And that little scene we just got right there is pretty much the extent of what we know about Majora's Mask. I mean, there are some things we can figure out based on events later in the game, but man, that description is just so small to where it's just such a mysterious aspect of the game. Like, what exactly is this demon living inside of this mask, man? I could sense the doom of a dark omen brewing. It was that unwelcoming feeling that makes your hair stand on end. Yeah, I'll bet. And now that imp has it. They added so many, like, nice little animations to the Happy Mask Salesman in this game. Look at this here. None of these animations were in Ocarina of Time. I know that for sure. I'm begging you. You must get that mask back quickly or something horrible will happen. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. You must do it. You must. Really? You'll do it for me? Hey, I didn't say anything, man. You know how Link is. I was certain you would tell me that. You'll be fine. Surely you can do it. Believe in your strengths. Believe. Well, any sensible human being would go straight down here and try to go through the door we came into. But, fortunately, or unfortunately, that's not possible. So, I guess we have no choice but to actually play this game. And this is actually the part of the game where you get a little more freedom and things start to get really fun, so let's get on with it. That mask. The Skull Kid uses the power of that mask to do those terrible things. Well, whatever it takes, we gotta do something about it. The swamp, mountains, ocean, and canyon that tale was trying to tell us about. I bet he was referring to the 4 areas just outside town. There's one in each compass direction. Well, how convenient. What do you suppose he meant by the 4 who are there? I have no idea. He always skips important stuff. I guess we should just go and find out. If we go through that gate straight ahead, we'll be heading in the direction of the swamp. Alright, sounds good. So, pretty much at this point in the game, you could go straight to the swamp and head on with the main story and all that. But there's also just a crap ton of side stuff you can do here in Clock Town. Get a bunch of items, and you can collect some more of masks and all that good stuff. And while I won't be doing everything that's available to me right now, I mean, I will eventually be getting all of the side stuff and, you know, pretty much 100%ing this game. There's really only a couple of items that I want to pick up here that will make doing, you know, the first major part of this game, fairly simple. So one thing I want to do is I do want to kind of grab this heart piece up here. It's pretty easy to do once you're back into your human form. You just got to do a little bit of jumping here. Oh god, not that kind of jumping. That's the bad kind of jumping. We don't talk about that. No, Link. That's the bad kind of jumping. I know you just became a human again. I know you have to learn these things. But now, there we go. That's exactly what I need to do. Now, just a little bit more. And there's our second piece of heart. Nothing to it. I guess while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and do this bomber's little hide and seek again. Oh, I guess he won't do it. I guess I have to pop the bubble again. The only way I can do that is to go into Deku Scrub form. Yeah, you might want to get used to those nightmare-inducing transformation scenes. You have to actually watch through them the first time you switch your mask. Pretty crazy stuff, if you ask me. So we pop the bubble again, and he doesn't even notice that we just completely changed forms right next to him. He was too worried about his balloon. So the reason I'm doing this hide-and-seek again is because he did say that he would give us a notebook if we were a human the last time we did it. So I'm going to quick run through, catch all these guys again, and we're going to pick that up. Oh, this just isn't fair, man. What the heck, kid? Come on. Hiding behind the grown-ups? Well, actually, you know what? You can talk to these guards now that are hiding, keeping you from going out into the overworld. And since you're a big boy and have a sword and can actually kill things, they'll just stop moving around, and this will let us take care of this little shrimp here. I guess while I'm going to West Clocktown to talk about this little kid, another big thing you notice as you walk around and explore this town a little bit is you have people walking around, and you'll notice that they only walk around on certain paths at certain times of day. Like, they have a set route that they walk through on each of these 3 days, and sometimes you don't see them at all on certain days. Like, for example, you'll see the postman running around delivering mail and all that during the day, and he takes the same route throughout all 3 days. So it's just a nice little detail, and actually becomes sort of important for some side quests later on. So it's pretty cool stuff. This entire game, you know, a lot of people call it like a side quest, you know, bore fest. But, you know, that's just not the case. I think the side quests, more so than really any other game I played, just really enhance the experience. And you can pretty much just calm the whole game itself with how fun they are to do, really. Especially if you're not using any sort of walkthrough, and you have to find out everything about them on your own. It's really interesting stuff, and I just had a huge blast doing all this the first time around. So we did get the bomber's coat again. There's the postman I was talking about earlier. And we got the notebook along with it. There's nothing really too special about that notebook. It's just that when you pick up or you get information about certain quests or you do things for other people around town, that stuff gets collected into that notebook. So it's good. It's a good way to keep track of what you're doing. I'm trying to play a song that will make time go to night here. So this is the song that the Scarecrow from that one shop was telling us about, where we can actually speed up time, or at least, you know, advance it forward a bit. And another song that we have that I actually will probably play right now, is actually really useful, is the reverse Song of Time. You can literally just play the Song of Time backwards, and this will actually slow the flow of time, which is really useful because essentially a lot of these events that you're going through in the main story need to get done within the 3-day time frame that you have. So playing the reverse Song of Time will just simply give you more time to do all of that stuff, so you won't feel as rushed and can take it easy, you know? I actually wanted to go into another area here because there's something, or there's actually a mask I can pick up on either the first or second night. If you go over to this area where we found the stray fairy earlier, you can actually hear, and looky there, the man himself. Not quite sure if this dude has a name, but he's the music man. What can I say? They got mad. Now I'm sad. I'll just think about the past to keep my mind off the bad. I forget what he's mad about, or what he's sad about. Ah, yes, I'll do that. Dear guest, long ago I was in an animal troupe with dogs and donkeys and such. Oh, really now? Why could a man join? That's because a man is an animal too, my boy. Well, that's true. They were all great, but there was one thing I didn't like about it. Well, what's that? Why was the dog the leader? Was it because something was wrong with me, sir? Oh, that dog was an amazing leader. He always had a stellar troop, no matter what animals he had to work with. That's why I stole it! The dog's mask. I stole it! I did it! I wanted it because it was the leader's mask. Come on, man, it's a dog for crying out loud. But I no longer need it. I give it to my guest. Well, thank you, sir. I'm glad to know I'm the owner of a mask that was stolen off of a dog. You got the Bremen mask, or Bremen mask. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. This mask belonged to the leader of the animal troop. Try parading it around tiny young animals. The leader was a good instructor. His members matured quickly and they became adults in an instant. Jeez. So here's the notebook at work here. Added into our notebook, even though he doesn't really ask anything of us. It's, I don't know, just a way of keeping track of the people you visited in this town. So we have our second mask of the game. This is a pretty interesting one too. If you put it on, hit B, this will happen. Yeah, Link will start marching around and playing the ocarina. And you might be wondering, outside of pure amusement, what can this be used for? Well, it's actually used to get another mask, and that's how a lot of these are. Like, you do certain quests, and then the items you get from them enable you to go do other quests, and it's all just good fun. So here's the mask at work here. If you play the song around animals like this dog, who usually he's like really mean and will attack you, or at least if you're in like Deku form or something, he'll attack you. I'm not quite sure how it goes, but now, since we're playing the song and marching around, he's quite obedient, wouldn't you say? And we'll actually be using that to our advantage a little bit later. I don't know if I can actually go there during the night, though. I mean, I'm sure I can, but the thing is, the place I'm going, you actually can't access in our current state until the third night. So let me just fast forward to that real quick. Or third day, I'm sorry. Either way, I'll meet you there in a sec. Alright guys, I'm back. We are on the final day now, and there's one more item I wanted to pick up. Actually, I need to go get the stray fairy again in order to pick this up, so I screwed up. I guess while I'm heading back to go get that real quick, oops. I should mention that you might notice that the music playing in Clocktown now is different. It's actually slightly different on all 3 days. And on the final day you get this weird little rendition. Sounds really frantic, and if you listen really closely, you can hear like these little string bits coming in that make it sound really menacing, and it just really sets the atmosphere for your final day before the moon comes crashing into everything, taking everything you know and love with it. So let's grab this fairy. It's a lot easier to grab this with the Deku mask on, actually, because if you miss that jump, you gotta spend like 2 precious seconds, man, getting back out of the water. Like 2 seconds? Imagine all the things you can do in 2 seconds. Alright, so we got this fairy out of the way. Oh, another thing I'd explain here. There's just so much stuff to do in Clocktown. It's just unreal. You might see these little statues strewn throughout the world. Well, if you hit them with their sword, or with your sword, they actually become these nice little sprawling owl statues, and you can actually use them. They're the other way to save your game outside of playing the Song of Time and going back to the first day. But when you use the owl statues, you don't have to actually go back to the first day. You're just... It saves your game. The catch is you can't continue on and then reset. When you save at the owl statues, you have to go back to the file select screen, which is kind of weird, but that's just how it works, suppose. Anyway, the reason why we went back and got the fairy and are seeing the Great Fairy again is, well, two things. One, she gives you the ability, I'm pretty sure she gives you the ability to do a spin attack that uses some magic power, much like the spin attack you get in Ocarina of Time. Wait, did she say all she could do is ease my wounds? Maybe I already have that spin attack because I got magic as a Deku Scrub. I can't quite remember. Oh, kind young one. Scattered throughout the 4 temples... Okay, I will get what I think I'm coming here for. Scattered throughout the 4 temples of this land are broken stray fairies like me. Please find a way to save them and return them to their fountains. Surely they will add to your strength. Allow me to grant you something good so that the stray fairies will not fear you. Awesome. Your face. That's what I've always wanted. You got the Great Fairy Mask. Nice. So, like she said, this mask will help us collect the stray fairies that are actually in the dungeons of this game. And if you're able to collect all the stray fairies in each of the dungeon, you get some pretty nice rewards for them. So I did want to come pick this mask up before I went into the area, or, you know, the first area with the dungeon in it. And I'm going to have to reset time anyway and come back, so it's not like I need to grab that right away. But it's just nice to pick it up before I forget. So, I think we'll actually be making the trip out to, well, the place I want to go with the Bremen mask next time. I don't know why I'm trying to withhold where I'm going. We're going to not Lon Lon Ranch, actually, Romani Ranch. Pretty much this game's equivalent of Lon Lon Ranch. And we'll be doing some stuff there, so look forward to that. I'll see you guys then.